Today on the Go Ride channel, KDX stuff. What is up, guys? I am Howie, and this is the Go Ride channel where I publish videos about motorcycles on a very irregular basis because I now have a daughter and work and all this other kind of stuff, so publishing schedule's pretty much blown. So if you want to keep up with the channel, please hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, and then when a video gets uploaded, it'll pop up and you'll be able to watch it. I apologize for what you see here. I did not cheat on you guys. I had filmed packing the headset bearings and putting the fork tubes in the triples and all that kind of good stuff. But for whatever reason, my GoPro dumped the footage. So that's why you see the really weird camera angle. I'm using my wife's DSLR, and my garage is a total mess. So I apologize for all that stuff, but today we're going to work on the KDX. We're going to try to get some of the controls and the front end back together, maybe mount the front wheel, handlebars, brakes, stuff like that. So stay tuned. So for the fork boots, I couldn't find the Acerbis ones that I had before. I guess they've been since discontinued. So I bought a set from Daystar. They are F00069BK05. They fit pretty well. They look pretty good. The lower portion of the boot is somewhat of a different diameter than the original. So the clamp may have to be replaced with a zip tie, but otherwise these things are pretty solid. So I'm going to go ahead and do the top clamps, and then we'll work on the bars. Next order of business is going to be the bars. The bars that I had on it before, I bent them by high siding like an idiot. And so I have a set of tag bars, which the guy that sold them to me told me they were great. And I really bought them because they were super on sale. They were like $40. So if I bend them, I'm not out that much. And if they work, which they appear to have pretty much the shape that I wanted, then hey, money ahead. The clamps for the bars have a little arrow, and that points forward. And then there are also shouldered bolts that go on the front side because the little trip computer also bolts in there. So I'm just going to put these on loosely for now and then start getting that fit up. Also doesn't work, so I'm going to let my ADD get the better of me and go in there and see if I can figure out why I can't reset it. These things are supposed to get torqued to like 18 pound-feet. But I'm not going to be able to get a torque wrench in there on the front side, so I'm just going to use my German heritage and put these two Guten tight, and that should be fine. I'll check the torque on the rears. Okay, I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this or whether this is going to be able to focus, but the issue that I was having is the trip meter wouldn't, can you see me? Wouldn't reset. So you got to pull out on the little knob, and then that disengages this gear here from the gear that drives the odometer, allows you to turn it and reset it. This is just binding because I think it's old. So I'm going to hit this actually with some dry graphite, which is what you would use in a lock mechanism. I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing to use in this situation, but we'll see if it works. Am I going to reset it? No, I'm not going to reset it now. I'm going to set it to 69 in honor of Ronnie Mac. There's also a screw missing, a very fine, tiny screw. I'm going to see if these screws here are the same pitch and diameter as the screw that I'm missing, and then I can hit pause on this for a second and take one of those screws with me to the hardware store, see if I can find one, which I probably won't, and I'll get frustrated, but it's worth a shot. Looks to me like it actually is not, so I'm just going to go get an assortment of the smallest metric screws I can find and shove one in there. If I'm not worried about doing it right, I could probably just push this back together for the time being. I may have also broken that. I don't know. We'll find out. At this point, I'm just going to throw the front wheel in. Now, I did do some cleaning on this thing. I'm not too worried about replacing the tire because it's not actually all that bad. So I'm going to go ahead and just let that ride for a little while, and then when it comes time to change it, I will change it. This is going to be the tricky part. I just spent like 20 minutes looking for the frickin' axle collar that goes on the left side of the bike. So when you're putting the front wheel on, the little meter drive, there's an indexing point on this one fork. I'll show you in a minute. I'll take some B-roll of that. That kind of goes in there. There's a mounting tab here for a little thing that holds that drive, and then this collar goes on the passenger side, and the axle nut, torqued to 65 pound-feet. The axle inserts from right to left, so passenger side in the United States to driver side, because there's this little spot on the fork that this rides on as you tighten the axle. And in case you want to know, the axle nut is a 19 millimeter. And I will put a cotter key in to hold that in a little bit. Oh. So California, we have a reputation for being like sunny and everything. I'm in Northern California in the San Francisco Bay Area. We're at about 400 foot of elevation, not very much at all. It was sleeting a minute ago. There's just a big old thunder. I'm like blown away. We're actually at about our average rainfall right now, but it has been relentless. The front brake mounting, caliper mounting bracket gets torqued to 18 pound-feet. I think at this point, I've made a big enough mess for one afternoon. Got the wheel, the bars, some of that stuff mounted back up, brake. Still have a lot to do. Still have a lot of the electronics that I need to mount. I'm still kind of undecided as to where I'm going to go from here. Like I said, I've got a lot of work still left to do. You know, still got to get the throttle tube and stuff like that on there. I may skip ahead doing some of the electronics, getting the motor, rear suspension in. There's going to be some back and forth. I don't know when the next episode is going to come out, guys, so please hit the like button if you like this video. If you want more content like this, subscribe. And if you want to know when I'm actually publishing videos, go ahead and click notifications. With that, guys, get out there, go ride.